Hey everyone, real quick, what you're about to watch took place about 5 weeks ago around Thanksgiving, and I just realized I never uploaded it. So anyway, enjoy. Hi everyone, I'm Grant, the Rusty Autoholic guy, and welcome back to the channel. Today I will be upgrading my NP231 transfer case to a 31 spline input. I'm doing this because I have installed a Ford 6R80 6-speed automatic in my TJ Wrangler, and it has a 31 spline output. Now, I was able to actually find the input shaft from Northwest Fab. They take a 31 spline input from a different transfer case, I believe an NP271 or NP273, and they machine it down so it will fit in right here to a stock NP231. So it's actually a really quite nice piece, well done, and I have actually already verified that this slides up onto the output shaft of my transmission. So I'm gonna go get some tools and we're gonna start taking apart this transfer case to upgrade it. All right, the first thing we're gonna do is remove the big nut from the rear output yoke. You really need an impact, be it an electric or air impact, to get this thing off. Next, we're gonna remove the housing for the super short slip yoke eliminator. Next, we're going to remove the tone ring. This is what you use to get a speedometer signal normally. I do not use this currently, but I might be using this with the new transmission. I'm not sure yet. Next, you have this pump assembly. And this is where you have to be careful because right there is where the pickup tube goes in for this pump, and this is what circulates the oil or fluid or automatic transmission fluid, whatever your case calls for, so this stays lubricated. You really want to make sure you don't damage that tube right here. If you can see this, this is the pickup tube I was talking about. You really want to make sure you don't bend or destroy that. You're gonna be in a lot of trouble if you are. So next, we're gonna undo all the bolts around the case, and we're gonna lift the rear half of this NP231 off to expose all the internals. Now, I'm also trying to keep the bolts with everything. Notice how I put all the bolts back into the super short slip yoke eliminator housing, just so I can keep everything neat and organized. The other thing I will be doing is cleaning up all the silicone, so when we go to put this back together, it's gonna have a nice clean surface so everything will seal properly. All right, everyone, I actually had to go find it, but there is a slot in this NP231 where it's designed to put a screwdriver in it so you can pry and break the transfer case apart. There went the pump. Whoa. It's still got oil in it. So we're going to do this very strategically. Now I got to figure out how to get this yoke off. To make our life easier, we're just going to go ahead and dump the rest of the oil out of this thing. It's not all of it, that is better. So, let's pop this sucker on its side. And that just pulls right off. All right, so now the fun part. With everything loose, you should be able to just lift this entire assembly straight out. Like so. and we will go through and inspect everything and make sure everything's in good condition. Well, that's easy. This actually looks, oh, but that got hot. So I had done something wrong. So you can see this plastic has all but melted, but you know what? I don't see any other damage. Might have to look into that. Now, for the planetary. Now we have to flip this upside down. That's right. Because there is a snap ring holding the input shaft to the case. So we're gonna pour some more oil out of it, just so we don't make a complete mess. All right. So now we're gonna remove these 4 bolts. Again, it has a spot right here so you can gently pry. There we go. Pop the seal. We'll have to clean that surface. Actually, what we should do, remove all these, because then we can really clean all the metal surfaces, so when we go to put new RTV seal on it, everything will seal very well. You really want to get these surfaces as clean as possible. Wow, that went flying. Off comes the snap ring, and voila! That one was considerably easier. And then this pulls off. All right, everyone. Northwest Fab told me to knock off these corners on the snap ring because they've machined down this input and this surface is no longer hardened because they've machined through it. So real quick, I'm going to take this angle grinder and just barely hit each corner just to round them off a little bit. All right, what's going on is I can tell the planetary is not seated all the way, and this is a very tight fit. And I'm ever so slightly pushing the input shaft through the case where it's trying to seat against the bearing. Because what I'm trying to expose is this piece right here. This is where the snap ring goes, and it holds the input shaft in place and prevents the planetary from falling out. But it is a really tight fit, and I'm just having to really work it slowly to get everything in. I'm really close, but I still can't see that snap ring yet. So we're going to keep working on it. Sure enough, that's all we needed. It's exposed. So now, reinstall the snap ring. All right, before I go any further, I'm going to turn off the camera. I'm going to give KubotaSwappers a call so I can give him all the measurements he needs so that we can finish the adapter for the transmission to this transfer case. I'll be back. All right, everyone, that was all the footage I had from that evening. The transfer case is further reassembled than what was left off there. I had worked on it another evening as well, so you will be seeing that next week. But anyway, it's YouTube. You know what to do. Take out more than you bring. Tread lightly, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.